Hi everyone. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon, midwinter, of course. So it's a little cold out there, but it's real pretty. The sun is just so pretty today. Anyway, this week is a little bit different than my normal blogs because normally I kind of just free write about my thoughts, my feelings, and about certain topics. This is more an explanation of a healing technique that I learned about a long time ago. And it's just fascinating. So when I explain it to you, I'm telling you what Ponopono is, and I suggest that you go ahead and explore it for yourself on your own. Read his book, read the book on it, and just explore it yourself. So anyway, the name of the blog is called Healing with Ho'oponopono. It's a very strange name. So I'm sure you must be wondering, what the heck is Ho'oponopono? Ho'oponopono means to make right or to rectify an error. According to ancient Hawaiians, error arises from thoughts that are tainted by painful memories from the past. Ho'oponopono offers us a way to release the energy of these painful thoughts, or errors, as they're called, which can cause imbalance and disease. So let me just begin by explaining to you what my understanding of Ho'oponopono is. We know that we create our life by what we believe to be true about ourselves and the world around us. The thoughts we think, as well as what we say and what we do, arise from those beliefs. They are the tools that we use to consciously or unconsciously create our lives. This is called the law of attraction, which I'm sure most of you know. Therefore, we're responsible for everything that shows up in our lives, both the joys and the sorrows. This might be a little hard to understand and comprehend for us at times because sometimes things just seem so random that it's not under our control. They just happen, but nothing is random. Nothing is coincidence. It shows up for a reason. When I read the book called Zero Limits by Joe Vitale, I was pretty blown away. Ho'oponopono, this healing method, takes accountability to a whole other level. It is a Hawaiian healing method that works on the premise that we must take 100% accountability for everything and every single person who shows up in our life, no matter how brief or how long. Whatever manifests is there because now this is really important. Whatever manifests is there because there's something inside of us that resonates with the current situation or the person that shows up. Now, as we've discussed numerous times, whatever we see outside of us also exists within us. Okay, so how do we heal certain aspects of our lives based on this method? Do we say a slew of positive affirmations to help shift the experience and create a more positive one? That definitely can help. Yeah, most of us know that all the concepts in the law of attraction, like gratitude and prayer, visualization and affirmation, don't always work. And even when it feels like they did, there's often some unfinished healing we cannot see. So Ho'oponopono asks us to go deeper. There are some past memories that are so deep-rooted in our subconscious mind that we're not even aware of them. They are there, however, and no matter how much we try to apply the law of attraction, we may fail to manifest fully the desired healing or outcome. These deep memories can create blocks that keep us from our dreams, hopes, healing, and desires. They keep them just beyond our reach. Now, Joe Vitale, the author of this book, is president of Hypnotic Marketing Inc. It's a marketing consulting firm. He has been called the Buddha of the internet for his combination of spirituality and marketing. He is also, as I mentioned, the author of Zero Limits, a book about Ho'oponopono. Through serendipitous and active searching, he discovered a man named Dr. Hugh Len, who teaches about this healing method called Ho'oponopono. And Joe's life changed forever. Dr. Hugh Len offered workshops on this method of healing for achieving health, wealth, peace, and happiness. The reason Joe Vitale was so interested in finding Dr. Len is because of the following story. And this is fascinating. He read about a doctor who worked in a psychiatric hospital in the ward for the criminally insane. When this Dr. Len began working there, it was a depressing and dangerous place to be, even for the patients, and working there was nearly impossible. Recidivism with the staff, as well as constant absenteeism, were the norm. People actually walked down the hallways with their backs to the walls for fear of being attacked by the patients. When Dr. Len began working there, he started doing Ho'oponopono on the patients. And here's what he did. He looked at their charts, learned what was going on with each of them, and then he felt their pain within himself. That, this is a quote he said, was a shared memory between he and the patient. It was a program that caused the patients to act the way that they did. They were caught up in the program and were unable to get out of it so they could heal. Dr. Len then proceeded to do the Ho'oponopono method by holding the patient's chart in his hands and working on, not the patient, working on himself to clear the shared memory or program from himself. The shared memory between he and the patient. Because Ho'oponopono says, just because he's a patient, it showed up in his life because there was something within him that resonated with what was going on with this patient. He never actually, this is the most fascinating part of the story, is that he actually never saw a patient. That's correct, never. He just did what I explained and never had physical contact with the patients there. The staff thought at first, this man must be crazy to think he can help patients without ever having contact with them. However, with time, many of them became less violent and were taken off their medication. They started to behave differently. They got healthier and more stable. The staff started to enjoy coming to work, and the turnovers of employees stopped. Eventually, the entire ward was shut down because there were no more patients. I realize how crazy and unbelievable this sounds, but according to Joe Vitale and the facts and the evidence, it did happen. So how does Ho'oponopono work actually? The first concept to understand is that, again, everything we see and everything we experience, everything is inside of us. If we want to change anything, we have to do it on the inside, not on the outside. Ho'oponopono, again, teaches 100% accountability. That means that we're responsible for anything and everything that shows up in our lives. I know I'm repeating, but this is the important part of it. People who show up sharing, again, this goes even further. People who show up sharing their problems and even stories of other people's problems automatically means that those problems become ours. We're not actually suffering through them, but they showed up in our lives because there's something in us that resonates with the problem. The person shows up with a story or problem to offer us an opportunity. Problems are just, again, replayed memories of the past, showing up to give us another chance to see with eyes of love and act from loving inspiration. To help heal the world and other people, all we need to do, according to Ho'oponopono, is to go inside, take responsibility, go inside and clean and clear all the past memories or programs that are in alignment with whatever has shown up in our lives. We heal ourselves and the other person, and even potentially a situation on the other side of the world. It may be healed as well because of the work that we're doing on ourselves. For example, suppose we went through a bitter, hurtful divorce that caused us much anger and resentment. So years pass and we think we left all those negative emotions behind because we left the marriage, so done. Yet, we continue to attract very angry people into our lives on a regular basis. So rather than blame, accuse, and judge the angry people that show up, we realize they keep showing up because we may still be holding on to anger, hurt, and perhaps resentment. So the answer is in there. The answer is that we keep attracting those angry people because we have the anger inside of us. Now, I've never been to a Ho'oponopono workshop, but from what I understand, there are other techniques that you can use to practice this method. However, the one that I learned, the one that is in the book, Zero Limits, is this. Whenever a problem or a difficult relationship or situation has presented itself to us, we go within and we do this process of cleaning and clearing with ourselves. And the way we do this is simple. We say these words to our Creator. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And we can just say that over and over again. What are we sorry for that requires forgiveness? We are sorry for whatever programs or memories that reside in us. Those programs have allowed this person or situation to show up. So we're sorry that we still have them in there, and we're willing to release them now to heal the situation and ourselves and the world. An angry person shows up because we're angry. We're responsible for cleaning and clearing our own anger, and in doing so, this person's anger dissolves as well. Actually, in doing this enough, if we all did this enough, according to Ho'oponopono, all problems will eventually leave the world. That's huge. I love you is the code. Now we know already how powerful love is. So we have to hold that close when we do this. I love you is the code that unlocks the healing. However, we use it again, not on others. Other people's problems are our problems. So working on someone else's problems won't help us. We have to heal ourselves because we are the source of all the experiences in our lives. We don't actually have to feel the love. When you say, I love you, sometimes it doesn't feel real, like we're not really feeling the emotion. It doesn't matter though. Our intention is there. However, what I've found is that after we do say it a few times, we're saying, I love you, we do begin to feel it. The love just bubbles up and rises inside of us. And our words begin to have more and more power behind them. So this is a quote. "The universe began when nothing saw itself in the mirror." It is a quote from a book called The User Illusion by Tor Noah Chanders. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that right, but the title of the book, Zero Limits, refers to that zero state. In the zero state, it can be a little bit confusing. So in the zero state, there are no thoughts, no words, no deeds, no memories, programs, beliefs, or anything else, just nothing. According to this theory, one day, nothing saw itself in the mirror and we were born. It's confusing, I know. But from that point on, we unconsciously absorbed and accepted beliefs, programs, memories, words, deeds, and more, and began creating according to those locked memories. Believe it or not, it may not be any of our current past memories. These memories or programs can go all the way back to the beginning of existence. That's mass consciousness. And that's like a wow. But it's also a lot of stuff that we have to clean and clear. Ponopono clears all of that stuff out of us and makes us squeaky clean. That is zero state. Where all of the stuff was can then be filled up with only love. Only when our mind is at zero is when we can create only through loving inspiration. It seems almost impossible, but it's not. The mind can serve one of two masters. Either it serves those thoughts and memories, etc., which is part of the ego mind, or it serves the infinite light of our Creator. As always, God gives us our precious free will. We can choose how to act and react in this world always. Awareness and consciousness are the tools that will allow us to choose to clean and clear all of that stuff so that we can serve God and live an inspired life. One last point, what about global issues? If we must take 100% accountability, does that mean that we're accountable for all the atrocities in the world? We would really like to think, no way. However, we know that we are all connected by one divine light, the light of our Creator. Will hatred of the evildoers in the world help heal them or the situation that they create? No. Hate leads to more hate. Anger to more anger. Should we do whatever is necessary? Act, and do things that are necessary to stop the evil acts and the evil ones that commit them in the world? Yes, we must. We must take action to physically stop them. Yet at the same time, we choose to accept 100% accountability. We go inside and we clean, clean, clean. We pour all of the love and forgiveness we can into the person or situation, asking God to forgive us for whatever is inside of us that has a part in what has manifested, while we hold the situation in our soul, moment to moment. And if we do so, if we hold those in our soul, it happens to all souls, not just us. It just filters through the matrix of the one. Wow, that's how I feel about this. With so much love and forgiveness coursing through our beings, all souls will feel it, and dramatic shifts will be possible, both in our lives and the entire cosmos. So I leave you with this, what we need to say, and you can go back and read the blog, because right now you're listening to it. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So I know that's a lot. This blog is quite long, so I apologize for that. I tried to make it shorter, but there was just so much information that I found it necessary to just go ahead and leave it. If you have to listen in parts, that's okay too. But again, I tried to find the book Zero Limits. I know I had it, but I often, lend these books out to people. But you can find it on Amazon, Zero Limits by Joe Vitale. He has another book that follows up on the first one. And this one is called At Zero. And it goes even further into this Hawaiian Healing method. So again, I urge you to try it. Something happens, somebody upsets you, and it shows up out of nowhere. Even somebody, random person in the grocery store who's acting just belligerent and angry or whatever. You don't get caught up in your thoughts about whatever they are in your head, but instead you stop for a moment and realize that this person came because there's something that resonates inside of me. And so you just, to our creator, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It causes so much more peace for us than upset. And that's, if nothing else, is a great gift through this particular healing method. So I hope you will continue to research it a little bit for yourself if it feels right for you. Like everything in spirituality, if it's not quite right for you right now, put it on the side. It might come up again. Someone might talk about it to you, and say, well, I just heard about that. That's how it works with spirituality. It's something that you need to look into further. But anyway, thank you again for sharing your time with me. And I will see you next week, hopefully. But I hope everyone has a fantastic week with lots of love and kindness and compassion and joy. Namaste, everyone.